Hello, so change of scenery. I'm now in my bedroom. I was in my living room for my video earlier, but I thought I'd just kind of jazz it up a little bit. So a couple of things I wanted to kind of just talk about myself that's changed in the last week. So I decided to stretch my ears. Not a decision I took lightly because obviously I'm really worried about doing something that's I can't revert back to my original self. Of course, it's always going to change my ears for the rest of my life, but certainly I know that if you stretch your ears up to about 4 mil, there is still every chance they'd shrink back. Never going to be quite the same, but they can always shrink back and it doesn't look horrendous and they don't droop and everything else. So I have decided to stretch my ears. At the moment I'm on 1.6 and I'm probably going to go up to about 2-3 mil. Reason being is I've seen some absolutely beautiful earrings that I absolutely love, like twists and wooden bone and like ornate kind of tunnels with wooden sculpture, like sculpted flowers on them, and they're just absolutely stunning and they look so beautiful, and I absolutely love seeing these things in alternative models, and I've got a lot of friends with ear tunnels and gauged earrings in, and I just absolutely love them. I've always thought they were very beautiful, and I kind of like that tribal vibe that you get from them as well, and that just kind of natural woodenness that I really like. And obviously ear tunnels and having stretched ears and body modification is a very old cultured thing that dates back from, you know, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of years actually. You know, lots of tribes and things used to have their necks stretched and their ears stretched and their noses pierced with wood and everything else. So it's actually quite a very beautiful art form, I think, if done the right way and not gone a bit too outrageous. So I'm going to go maximum, like I said, 3 mil perhaps, and then I'm going to have some wooden twists. But at the moment, if you can see, I've got just a little pole that goes all the way through my ear, and that's 1.6 mil in both of my ears at the moment, 1.6. And it's, you know, my experience of stretching them so far, the actual 1.6 went in really easily, surprisingly, but I have had my ears pierced since I was like, I guess 2 years old, something like stupid like that, because my mum was a moron. I would never pierce my child's ears at such an early age. It's not up to the parent, is it? But yeah, my ears have been pierced for as long as I can remember. I've never remembered them not being pierced. So obviously these are well and truly healed, these holes, so putting these through, because I've had so many earrings in my ears over the years, very heavy earrings as well, that have pulled the actual hole itself, these just were very easy to go in, and just was not difficult at all. This ear was a little bit swollen when I put them in, I must admit, and obviously when you sleep on them you're pushing them and they got a bit dry and crusty, but other than that, today they're really good. They're healed really well, and I reckon the next week I'll be able to move up to the next stage, which I presume is 2 mil. I don't know much about these things, so if anybody does have some tips or anything about ear tunnels and gauges, that would be awesome. I'd appreciate all of your help. Second thing you may have noticed, I finally decided to put the colours back in my hair. I know I promised I would never dye it again, but I miss them so much, and I only got rid of them really for even though for work purposes and everything else, that was an important factor why I decided to get rid of the colour. But the main reason I got rid of the colour was because somebody was copying it and had just totally cheapened the whole thing for me, and I just didn't like it. So that was mainly the main reason why I got rid of it, and I'm now in such a different place now in my mind and in my life and everything else, that I really did feel that I can just be myself and fuck it, sod it, I'm going to do my, you know, do whatever I want. No more you know, no more worrying about what she's doing or what she's, you know, she's watching what I'm doing. I have been very careful to not post photos of this online because of that reason, because I don't want to feed them anymore. But certainly what I've actually done to my hair is very subtle. I can hide it. Not really many people have noticed it in the last, I think I did it 6 weeks ago. It was just a week before my operation I had it done, and you know, yesterday I re-dyed it because it was a little bit dull. I have had it, you know, for 6 weeks. It lasted a long time, actually. I'm surprised. So yeah, I'll show you, but you won't, like I say, it's very subtle. I've just done some little colourful strips underneath. So so it's tiny strips. It's not a block of colour under my entire side of my head. So I've got, and in between you've got ginger bits of hair, so it blends. So obviously purple, this light isn't very good, so you can't really see it as very brightly as it is. Then you've got green, and on the other side I have yellow right at the back, if I pull it forward, and then blue, and then pink. I have to admit, because when I had my rainbow strip before, I'd bleached it for so long, you know, I'd had it for 3 years, that it was so over bleached so frequently for 3 years that the colours were really vivid and really popped. Because I'd grown my hair out and then I just bleached it once initially and put the colour on, I've noticed that these aren't as vibrant as my hair used to be, but I know how to get that colour if I really wanted it. But I'm kind of reluctant to keep bleaching my hair and bleach it again and put the colour on, so I'm just going to kind of live with this subtlety at the moment and see how I go. And inevitably I'm sure that it will get brighter as time follows on. So that was another decision I made for myself. I decided to put the colour back in my hair because that really made me happy, and that was a big part of me, and I was not willing to compromise it just for the sake of somebody else ruining it for me. So there you go. And then lastly, I wanted to show you some of the cool stuff that I'm doing at the moment. So currently I'm working on a number of crochet projects. I'm also doing like lots of artsy fartsy stuff, but crochet is dominating most of my time. So this is unfinished at the moment, and I haven't made it. Well, it's not very big at the moment. It's got to get a hell of a lot bigger because it's got to be for an adult. So this is my Kiss Colours crochet blanket for my friend Clementine. When I say Kiss, it's just the Kiss for you know, main character colours. So red obviously being the demon, purple the star child, green the catman, and blue the spaceman. So they're the 4 primary, you could say, primary colours for the band. And yeah, I'm quite pleased with it. It's really cool, and it's really nice and thick and chunky because I've used some chunky wool on this, and it's building really quickly. But this one I started a good month or so ago, and I kind of just did a row every few days. I haven't really worked on it, so I'm hoping this will grow really quickly before my eyes in the next couple of weeks as I put more attention onto it. And then over this, obviously this, the pièce de résistance, which I've just finished for my niece Erin, which I really absolutely love, and I'm really excited about giving it to her. But it's a rainbow blanket, and the reason I chose rainbow colours is because Erin has, when Erin was a baby, and I'm always quite colourful, Erin always used to kind of like just stare at me like this, because it's like, I guess she likes the vivid colours being a baby. I've seen baby TV and it's all a bit LSD looking. So yeah, I thought this was fun, kind of quirky and all that, and it's huge. It's quite a big old blanket, but I've made it to last her really until she's a toddler and everything else, and then I'll probably make a new one out of patchwork rather than in one big colourful section. But I absolutely love it, and I'm probably going to make another one at some point for a friend and for myself as well. Tom's kind of bummed out that I've made this and I've not made anything for us, so I'm kind of, yeah, I've got quite a few things on the go at the moment, and I'm really pleased with that, because that's my first ever blanket, and there's lots of other kinds of blankets that I'm trying to get my teeth in. There's loads of other patterns that I'm trying to get my teeth in. This is just simple granny square repeat pattern. You just keep going on and on and on, and then it just expands. But then obviously it's then just a huge square, and obviously I don't want a huge square, I want a rectangle in some cases. So there's lots of different kinds of blanket ideas that I've got at the moment, and I started practicing a pattern yesterday and it didn't work out very well, so I'm going to keep practicing it until I nail it, because that's got so much texture and it builds really quickly. So that's my next project, I think, that I'm going to jump onto. But yeah, so other than the creative stuff and a couple of personal changes to myself, I am generally much happier in myself. There's lots of cool stuff happening over the June period, mostly June. I'm very, very excited about June. I'm having some personal changes happen in June time as well. I think I'm going to install my dreads again. If not those ones, certainly I'll be installing some dreads that are much more colourful, much more vibrant, and have them over the festival season in Prague. I want to try and keep them as long as I can, but there's lots of pros and cons of dreads, which I'll probably post a video up about when I've had them done, and I'll probably put a video online and show you what they look like and explain the pros and cons, because they are absolutely awesome to have and I love dreads, but they are just, there are lots of things about them are kind of irritating and kind of frustrating when you're used to having hair really in soft, manageable condition. And also if you like a good night's sleep, because you don't get a good night's sleep with dreads for the first 4 days at least until they soften at the roots. But that's another video. So yeah, I just wanted to post this, and I will speak to you guys soon. Take care, man. Bye.